September the 2nd, and I'm absolutely elated. Yes, Peter Wheeler from the band, the Durham County Band, you know the band, they've been our feature artist today, is joining me live, coming out of Southern Ontario. Yep, right after these messages.
Do not change the station.
Hey, what's up? This is Rihanna. More music. All the hits on Galaxy.
That's a good idea. Yeah, mate.
Texting says Carlo's accountancy firm.
Hey Facebook.
Hello Facebook fans, nice to have you joining me again, excuse me, and absolutely elated to be able to tell you guys about the Durham County Band. I've been looking forward to this for some time, I really have, and of course Peter Wheeler is joining us. Now Peter is the guitarist and lead vocalist for the band, and really excited about that. We're going to talk about how his day's been. Believe me, I think it's been a damned interesting day, and I want to get into that in depth very shortly. But please meet Peter Wheeler from the Durham County Band right here at Galaxy.
Hey, how's it going, everybody? Good to be. It's really nice of you guys to have us on and share some DCB with everybody.
Yeah, absolutely, my
awesome.
friend. And believe me, I absolutely love your music. I really do. Now, I don't know how Barbara does this, because we get huge amounts of bands approaching us every day wanting to be not only played on the radio, but do the interviews, do the promotions, all that sort of stuff.
Yeah.
And a lot of it does come through the Galaxy Artist page. I've got to be honest with you, my friend, it really does. But then it goes to production and Barbara, they argue the hell out of it and get it right down to something that's manageable. That goes to a board. The board approves that to see whether it's for our radio station, whether it's good for our image, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, that's awesome. I mean, I can't appreciate enough how much you guys are doing and connecting with us and giving us an opportunity to say hey and share a little bit of DCB all the way across the world. That was a funny thing, because when I saw the picture that you guys sent a little while ago that you were spinning it, I put it on Facebook as soon as I saw it. It's like, hey, how cool is today waking up knowing that your song's getting played halfway around the world?
Absolutely. Well, I got to let you know. I got to let you know too that online right now we have 5,536,000 people joining us for our interview. Yeah, it's an average hour.
It's an everyday thing for you guys.
Yeah, it is. It really
it's
is.
Awesome.
We fluctuate between 4 and 6 million people on an hourly basis. It goes up and down. Some
That's
people,
awesome.
you find it hard sometimes to keep their attention. Other times you just can't get rid of them. Wouldn't want you all to visit at once, though. I can't afford that beer bill.
Yeah, the Facebook thing's always a phenomenon. It's an amazing thing that you can connect with so many people. It's great.
Exactly. At the same time, we'll give you a copy of everything. We'll change this over to YouTube so you can use it, or do what most people do and put it in the bin. And we'll give you a couple of crazy photos as well, and we'll do a little video with you guys, with you as well, so that we can put it on our Facebook page. We'll tell you, or on our website. I'll tell you more.
Hydrate.
Shortly. Let's go live.
We must catch up.
Who's on with us?
Craig Jensen from Ontario.
Oh, great. Yeah. Nice to have you along, my friend.
Love you lots.
Yeah, absolutely. That's right, you're right here at Galaxy 107 FM, 5 after 11 o'clock, 21 degrees. That's really warm. It's been a consistently warm winter this year. Absolutely love that. I really do. Just wondering what summer's going to be like.
Oh,
You've been able to cook eggs everywhere, literally. Monday, September the 2nd, I'm absolutely elated because coming out of Southern Ontario, yes, we have, of course, Peter Wheeler, and he's the lead singer and guitarist for, of course, the Durham County Band, DCB, if you want to put it like that. And we just played the Valentine's Day song. For me, very, very Irish feel about that.
You know what's funny about that song is it was a song that was written by Kip, James, and a really good friend of ours, Dan Lajoie, infamously known as a Bloody Bandit, by the way. And we had written that song many years ago as a pseudo serious love song, poking fun a little bit at Valentine's Day, but it was still supposed to be kind of serious in that sense and stuff. And Kip and I had been playing around in the studio, about a year and a half ago, and we were fighting around that song, and all of a sudden it just came out, this oozing of, this is a drinking song, dude. Like, and it literally just organically came out as this drinking Irish song, and it was like, that's it. It was like the epiphany. And we wanted to share it. It's one of those songs that's just, it's only going to last like a week or two every year. But I don't know. Do you guys know Bob and Doug?
No.
From Canada. Bob and Doug have an iconic Christmas song. So from Second City years ago, and they have this Christmas song that's kind of a joke. The 12 Tooks of Christmas. I can't remember. But that's kind of what that Valentine's Day song is. It's like the anti-Valentine's Day anthem for the masses.
You know something, I absolutely love that. I really, really do. And I was explaining to you about the process of how we come to doing all of these interviews and stuff like that. But what I didn't explain to you is at the end of the day, production now brings it back to me. I put it in my car and I go driving so that nobody else can influence me anyway, anyhow, whether I'm going to do this interview or not, because literally it's me at the end of the day that's doing it. And having cameras and everything like that, and production teams all looking at me all at once while I'm talking to absolutely talented people like yourself. So I'm getting into this. I'm getting right into this. And it was one of these songs that I heard that while I'm driving along, I'm looking in the back mirror and there's these red and blue sort of flashy things behind me. And I'm figuring, now hold on. I better, just take the foot off the gas a bit. He pulls me over and he goes to me, enjoying yourself a bit too much. I went, it's the Durham County Band. What can I say?
Hey, that is the biggest compliment. I'll take that all day long. All day long. If your foot was a little heavy and you were driving along, that's a good thing.
It really was, my friend. It really happened because where we are, we're actually a little milling town in between three major cities, which is Rotorua, Whakatane and Tauranga. And, we got a lot of country around us, if you know what I mean. So sometimes you can just get a little over enthusiastic while you're enjoying yourself, you know what I mean? And we got some very, very nice roads to drive on. So, it happens.
Yeah, you got those back roads.
Exactly.
That's what it's all about.
And that is a damn good segue because I want to talk to you about back roads very, very shortly. But first of all, I want to ask you, and the fans want to know, Peter, with the Durham County Band, how do the fans get hold of you? Are you on Facebook? Are you on Twitter? Are you on Instagram? Yeah. But more importantly, do you respond?
Yes, we try really hard to stay connected with everybody. Facebook is probably the best. We have our Facebook page. We have our own website, obviously. And the cool thing that I'll throw out there for everybody is, if you really want to connect with us, we have, if you put your name on an email list, there's a page there on Listen, and you put your name in there, it'll automatically send you a code so you can get backstage on the website.
Nice.
So we're going to go backstage for just Durham County fans, people there. We're not going to spam you or anything like that, but we got a little backstage where we post little special videos. And the last song that we put out, which Kip was singing, Don't Turn Away, we did an acoustic version of it.
Oh dear, he's frozen up a little bit. are you still with me, my friend? Oh dear. Sorry, you kind of froze up there. We got about halfway through that with Kip.
Oh, sorry. Are we good now?
Yeah, we are. Maybe
wow.
not.
What a look.
See, it seems like we got a bit of a poor connection there. Should we try
He
again?
could ring us. We phoned him.
Yeah, maybe you could ring us and we'll take it from there. But in the meantime, what we'll do is we'll throw in a very, very quick song. Let's do Sting, Englishman in New York. You're right here at Galaxy. We'll be right back with Peter Wheeler right after this. You're right here at Galaxy 107 FM, of course. Sting with Englishman in New York. 16 after 11 o'clock, 22 degrees. Very muggy. Very, very muggy. Monday, September the 2nd, and due to a couple of technical issues, we had to take a break there very, very quickly, but joined again by the absolute mastermind behind the band. Yes, Durham County Band, our feature artist today, and of course we're talking to Peter Wheeler. Welcome back, Peter.
Sorry about that. We're a little rural here, like we were talking, and sometimes you need ain't just what it needs to be. So I think that's probably what happened, because I was rattling away there, and we're not sure where we lost each other. I think I was talking about backstage on the website.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah. So if people want to kind of connect with us on the website, if they go in and sign up on the durhamcountyband.com/listen, there's a spot there. You put your name in. It'll send you a code so that you can get back in onto our website. There's a private little spot there for the fans, and we have a copy of Don't Turn Away, the acoustic version. So it's not available anywhere else. It's just the acoustic version, and it kind of gives you an idea of where the song comes from when we first wrote it and the ideas that were there, and really where it came from. And then, of course, you can get the regular version, iTunes and Deezer and Spotify, all of those kind of places as well. So it's kind of fun, and we always post little extra things on that backstage for the fans. It's kind of cool. It's
Nice. And believe me, Barbara said to me just moments ago she's not there yet, but she will make sure that that happens. So keep an eye out for us. We won't be too far away keeping an eye on you guys, really. But at the same time, and believe me, we've considered this here in the office, that have you considered maybe doing a few shows down here in the Antipodes, down under in New Zealand?
Hey, if we get enough radio sponsorship and people playing stuff, and we get enough hits down there on iTunes and all those places, and we know that we got a big fan, I would love nothing more than to come down and see New Zealand. Trust me. That's plus, if we come now or in the next month, it's spring now, right?
Well, we're coming into spring. I got to be honest with you. Barbara was complaining about that this morning. Every time she starts complaining about spring, you know it's round the corner. In fact, she's very rural. She's got lambs on her property right now, which is quite unseasonable, really, isn't it?
Oh, no.
No? Okay, all right. I thought it was, actually. I was expecting maybe another month or two.
Not my sheep.
Yeah, but don't undress too much too quickly, because believe me, I think there's a cold snap, a weather snap and everything. It always happens around maybe late October, early November, and then starts to get quite reasonable about January, and then we go back into winter again. You know, clocks go forward, clocks go back. You know, it all happens every year.
Well, it's like we're nice and flipped over, so it's like right now we're going into fall, which I don't know all the seasons, but it's like it's nice to give it a break. So coming down there, December and January might be
Yeah, well,
cool.
Yeah, well, I tell you what, I got to be honest with you. We here at Galaxy 107 and at the Aurora Entertainments that Barbara manages, now she gets bands into the country, does all the logistics, everything that you need here, so that we can put together a show from stage up, if you know what I mean. Backlines, you name it, lighting, the whole deal. We can take care of that, and even possibly get all the visas and everything in place, because it's easier to come from New Zealand inside the country than what it is maybe from Canada, for instance.
Gotcha.
At the same time, Barbara, you know, being my co-host in the morning on the breakfast show, and at the same time she's the person who puts all of this together for interviews, the whole lot. Where do you get the time? I tell you a true story, and you see, for a couple of years I haven't had a cell phone. Just didn't bother with it. Barbara used to also take care of all of my multimedia traffic as well, on top of everything. Just a couple of weeks ago she goes, Grant, you know, enough. Here, have a phone.
Hey,
Yeah.
some days you just want to be able to do that.
Well, you see,
Some days you do.
I'm kind of a private guy. I got to be honest with you, Peter. When I leave the station here, I go home to my family. That's it. I'm done. It's family time. You know what I mean?
I do know what you mean. Do I ever?
And I don't want to be spending the rest of my life looking at a little piece of plastic and answering people around the world. I'd rather talk to my wife, spend some quality time, all of that sort of stuff. But I got to be honest, I was talking to my neighbour the other day and I showed him my new phone and he sort of looked at me and goes, yeah, phones. I don't call up to the kids anymore for dinner. I just send them a text and down they come running. And the wife's leaning against the fence looking at me and she goes, yeah, our dogs have got a couple of iPads and all I do is post them off a photo of a bone and they know it's dinner time.
That's the way it is.
Yeah, but the dogs have got a phone before I did.
Well,
And it's,
they're putting chips in the dogs. So my dog has a chip in case he ever gets lost and all that kind of stuff. So the technology is, there's benefits, and hey, we're talking right now. So there's a huge benefit, and I love that for that part. But boy, it's sure nice to be able to turn it off.
yeah, it is. It really, really is. Well, now I'm finding that that's getting more and more impossible thanks to Barbara. Doing this. Now, but as you can see that we are a little town in the middle of three major cities. We're a little milling town where we cut wood and then send it overseas and they turn it into all sorts of stuff. We used to do paper and pulp, but we don't. You know, so we have a lot of country roads, and especially a lot of back roads here in Komodo. Now, I'm sitting there playing you in my car along the back roads, and on comes a song absolutely can identify. It was called Back Roads. Tell me all about it.
Hey, Backroads is exactly what you're talking about. Kip's got a farm about an hour north of where I live here, and we go up quite a bit, and we got a lot of vegetables. I think it's a pretty big garden there and stuff, and it's rural. There's no bathroom, there's no nothing, and we just go out and sit around and play guitar, have, campfires and stuff. And I was literally on the way up there, and just sometimes you just, like you were talking about, you just want to turn it off. And instead of taking the main highway, I went across and I skipped over a couple of county roads and I just took a county road up. I was on the back road and the gravel's flying up the back, and I'm literally gone. And that song just came to me like that. It was just like, there it was. And by the time I got up there, I'd had the guitar lick and the basic kind of concept, and we just kind of sat down and by the campfire jammed it out. It was like, man, that's what it's all about.
You know, you are so right. You really, really are. I'm going to talk to you about the campfire because it is relevant to the information of the band. We're going to talk about that very, very shortly. But first of all, right here at Galaxy 107 FM, here is Durham County Band and Back Roads.
Hello, Rod Hanson, Marcio,
Rod, welcome back, my friend.
Merv Penny.
Merv.
Yep. Hi,
Wow.
Mike Gill.
Kiwi artist Merv Penny. He's legendary. Legendary
And Mike
artist.
Gill.
Mike, nice
Yeah.
to have you back too, my friend. It's always a pleasure to have you watching me.
You must have new music.
Yes, come on, Mike. Give me some new music. We want to have you back for an interview. Yeah, we really, really do. Are you comfortable there, Peter?
I am doing good, man. That's all good.
Nice, nice. Yeah, so this was first released in 2018, last year.
Yeah, that was not the single.
It was not...
It is a single, but Well, we had 4 songs that we talked to with the radio tracker and promoter up here, who we work with, who's like a veteran radio promoter, and we were really, really stoked to be working with Debbie. And we talked about it and just kind of like, here's 4 songs, you pick, because that's what you do. And see, you keep saying, and like the funny thing is I'm not really the lead singer in that sense. I've been singing some of the songs, but everybody in the band sings, and everybody has a great voice. Kip's a great singer. James a good singer. Bronson's a good singer. Everybody's a writer. It just so happens that the way things unfolded, the songs that were being kind of pushed to the top of the pile, like Backroads, I never even thought ever that was like, oh, that'll be the single. But when she listened to it, she came back and she was just like, it's Backroads. And I kind of went to the guys, I'm like, okay. And we put it to a vote. I'm like, guys, if you agree, whatever, that's cool. Because I thought and it was a great introduction song for us. It was, it really caught the ear of a lot of people, and I think it showed the different style.
Yep, it does.
A little bit different style where we're, bringing something a little different.
Nice. Let's go back to the desk. And Rod Henson's joining us.
Yeah.
I like that. Well done. That's right, you're right here at Galaxy 107 FM, 28 after 11 o'clock, 22 degrees, holding steady at 22. That kind of puts me and my co-breakfast host to shame at 20 degrees. We kind of had a bet on that. None of us win today. Monday, September the 2nd, and, well, I'm absolutely elated, absolutely humbled at the same time that Peter Wheeler from the Durham County Band would take time out of his evening to talk to us down here in the Antipodes in New Zealand. Peter, absolute pleasure. I love your shirt, I got to be honest with you.
This is handmade design from the guys. They were the ones that we had talked about the band name, and maybe we'll get into that a little bit, but this design, I can only throw back to the boys and say, it's awesome, and I was really, really stoked when they kind of came up with it. And we actually have a couple of collector ones. So we have a Valentine's Day shirt that has a little broken heart in it instead of the DCB cross. And we have a couple of different ones that the guys have came up with, and they did a wonderful job with this stuff. It's awesome.
Now I'm going to talk to you about new stuff coming up, because I know that the songs that we have are not the end of the story here. I know that you're working on new stuff all the time. Just wondering, when you get it all completed, how would you like to send us a few hard copies of it so that we could do a competition, keep the Durham County Band rolling here at Galaxy, and our fans always love a bit of free stuff, even if you want to throw in a bit of swag. Believe me, while I'm doing these interviews, I do wear previous people's logos and stuff. Of course, we're talking about Miss White today. Very, very big fan of Miss White, I got to be honest with you. But subliminally, people look at that, and then they get on the internet googly thing, and before you know it, you've got another 5,000 Facebook fans.
Not a problem at all. We'll make sure that we get you. You guys send me your sizes, and we'll send a few shirts. We'll send. We just started a prototype, so I'm not going to promise anything. That we have these awesome coffee coasters that have the Durham County Band label. Because it's round, it's perfect for a coffee coaster, right? So that's kind of cool.
You know, I absolutely love that idea, and believe me, never get enough coffee coasters here in the office. That's a godsend. It's a godsend. Please send me those.
Absolutely.
Brilliant.
Absolutely.
Now, we need to talk, Peter, about the members of the band. We're talking about James Durham, guitars and vocal, and you're saying every member pretty much is an absolute perler as far as the singer goes. Kip Walker, guitar, keyboards and vocals, and of course we're talking Bronson Brown as well, bass, keys and vocals as well. Now, you guys have something a little special about having campfires, don't you?
Really, the band started, and the whole premise of the band, it's guitars, cigars, and campfires. It's where it started, and the name of the band, Durham County Band. Kip's farm is in Durham, Ontario. A little town called Durham, Ontario. There's probably 300 people max. There's probably more churches than people kind of town. It's a beautiful little town, and it's just outside of there, and we're taking the back roads up, and we're sitting around the campfire, and the year before I had produced a bunch of songs for James, and they're country songs, so James Downham, I'll send you some of that stuff, because you guys will probably love that as well. I produced some songs for James, and that really kind of started to take off, and we're sitting around the campfire the beginning of the next summer, and a few too many beers, and we're jamming away on some old tunes and new tunes and stuff, and it's like, we should do more of this, guys. Like, why don't we do this? And of course, that beer led into 4 more beers, and it's like, well, what are we going to call ourselves? Now, I cannot say the original name because it's inappropriate, but trust me, it was alcohol-induced, and it was funny. And I think I nearly peed my pants, literally. But then we kind of came around to Durham, because that's where it started, and Durham County, and then it just kind of came out this way, and it's been, it's who we are. We're just a bunch of guys that get around and play guitar and sing, and we write our songs, and we just do what we do.
You know something? I absolutely love that, but I wouldn't want to be your laundry guy.
No.
No.
Not good.
Not yet. Not well.
Not good.
You know, maybe one day when we get you down here, down under. Now, talking about that, my friend, we kind of do things a little differently here in Kiwi land. Sometimes we can be called abnormal, which is, more me than Barbara, I got to be honest with you. And everybody calls us the Beauty and the Beast. I'm still trying to figure out which one's beauty. In fact, I was I was talking to a lady the other day, and she says to me, "It's your voice that gets you." And I went, "No, it isn't. It's my regularly handsome good looks and my intelligence."
Come on. That beard's like a beautiful thing, just by itself.
Yeah, believe me, she hit me with a handbag.
As long as you didn't hit her with your handbag.
No, wouldn't do that. My powder puff was too. Powder puff. Can't get away without having my powder puff, I tell you. But at the same time, my friend, have you ever heard of a hoo-hoo grub?
Say that one more time.
Hoo-hoo grub.
Nope, but I'm going to hear all about it right now, and I'm actually sitting on the edge of my seat.
All right, okay. Well, you're familiar with a caterpillar, right?
Yep.
Okay, this is a caterpillar on steroids. It's big, it's white, it's like a double-decker bus to a mini. It's huge, it really, really is. And what you do, and this is indicative of the indigenous folks of New Zealand called the Maori, they use them as a delicacy. And what you do is you put the live body in your mouth and bite down. Don't eat the head, it is yucky, but when you crunch down on the body, it's like eating creamy peanut butter.
Yeah, I like peanut butter, but I don't think I've ever had my peanut butter wriggle in my mouth.
Well, I tell you what, you're kind of used to having a few brewskis as well. I think you'd need a few to set you up for this and a few afterwards. But we do have a thing here in New Zealand called the Wild Foods Festivals. That's one of the things on the menu, including deep fried crickets, locusts, whatever you want to call them. I kind of like women dipped in chocolate personally.
Well, hey, each to their own.
I'm still yet to find that. I'm still yet to find that particular kiosk at the Wild Foods. Believe me, but I never give up. Never give up.
Yeah, let me know.
Yeah.
Fill me in. Like, hey, keep me in the loop.
Yeah, exactly. Well, talking about loops as well, Barbara, we could take them down to Queenstown and I don't know, throw them off. Yeah, throw them off a bridge. What do you reckon?
You go first.
I go first.
Yes.
I always go first.
Yes.
Yeah.
Lead the way.
Yeah, look at the look on his face. Now he's worried. We have a thing here in New Zealand we call bungee, my friend. We love to be able to throw people off a bungee, off a bridge. And of course, you not being Australian will attach the bungee.
Ah, I see. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm the tester.
Well,
just to make sure it's working before you go?
No, believe me, I'll go first any time. Believe me, I absolutely love the sport. I really, really do. But I'm kind of, you see, I'm only 21, but I kind of scare the hell out of myself. I figure if you don't scare yourself every day, life's not worth living. So I give it as many shots as I can without getting hit too many times, I've got to be honest with you. But we do like to have a bit of fun. Including the big swing that we can take you out over the gully. Believe me, absolutely heart-pumping stuff. It really, really is. And that's a bit of me. I'm into stuff like that, including, I don't know whether you'd be into this, but I do a bit of parachuting as well, and absolutely wouldn't mind doing a tandem if you haven't done it before, or doing a double if you have.
I haven't done parachuting yet, but it is one of those, you have the bucket list that you try and make up and try and be tough about. That's one of them on that bucket list that is like, yeah, that'll be there. I should do that.
Well, I do it quite regularly, I've got to be honest with you. I absolutely love the sport, more in the summertime, I've got to be honest. Those winds down in Rotorua are not very, very friendly in the winter. But believe me, absolutely love to do that. Now, have you ever heard of a Zorb?
No, you got me on that one too.
Okay, this is a big ball, literally. We put you in it, get you juiced before we put you in it, then we'll just roll you down a hill. But it's like a human game of Skittles.
Nice, I have seen that on the internet.
Yeah, believe me, a lot of fun. Believe me, it is more fun when you're rolling over the top of somebody and the expressions on their faces as you go past is priceless.
And it's nearby.
Yeah, exactly.
Absolutely.
Yeah, believe me, you will love that. But at the same time, I'm sure you're familiar with Lord of the Rings.
I am a big fan.
Okay, well, about an hour and a half drive from where we are right now is actually Hobbiton, Middle-earth.
Nice. That would be a cool thing to see too.
Take you there, have a look around. Believe me, it really, really is. It is the true Sept too, by the way. And then if you, we could take you to Auckland and possibly do a night dinner cruise on the harbour, have a few beers, wines, whatever, and just take in the ambience of the harbour. It is spectacular. I absolutely recommend it.
Absolutely. It's a beautiful country, and it's one of those, again, even coming down there is a bucket list that needs to be checked off.
Well, I tell you what, my friend, I am full of shenanigans. If you feel like a bit of a laugh and doing all sorts of crazy stuff, believe me, if I don't get you arrested in the first 24 hours, I'm not doing my job.
You're not doing your job.
Yeah.
There you go. Absolutely.
It's all about tourism. You'll never forget us if I get you arrested.
Hey, what kind of visit do you have if you don't see the inside of the jail and really see what's going on?
Exactly. Believe me, I found myself in one in Las Vegas a number of years ago, and believe me, the other guy that was in there with me, he was actually caught being inside a casino because he was a card guy and was banned from every casino in the world. He said to me, "Have you got $100? I said, "Yeah, I do." He goes, "Okay, I'll teach you a trick you'll never forget because you bought it." He says, "You know how much your shoes are, your pants, your airplane tickets, all that sort of stuff. You know how much they are because you buy them. and so you never really forget them. So I bought this trick. Believe me, I used to go to the pub with $5 to get a glass of beer and a pack of cards. I come out, once I had a guy put his Porsche car keys on the table, I couldn't take it. Literally, just couldn't take it. So, believe me, I was never one to turn away. So, tell me all about Don't Turn Away.
Don't Turn Away is, that song was really written, I was working quite a few years ago with a girl who really kind of inspired that whole song, who's really had a career, really had an amazing voice, but constantly in doubt about what she could accomplish or what she might accomplish, and that story, and to us, I guess a lot of it is, the songs are really stories that maybe you can find a specific thing that I wrote about, but I'm hoping that song is something that somebody and anybody could listen to and just think of, don't turn away from anything. If you want it, just go for it. And it was that whole kind of time frame of her going through those trials of, am I doing the right thing, and talking back and forth, and that song really kind of just popped out and became really kind of hopefully an inspiration to more than just her, but everybody, really.
Now, this is the second song of 2018 that you've released, and believe me, I got to be honest with you, I can relate to it. I really, really can. Absolutely love it. So right here at Galaxy 107 FM, here is the Durham County Band, Don't Turn Away.
Awesome.
Nice. How you feeling, my friend?
Oh, good.
Cool. You haven't given me any stick yet. I'm expecting you to give me a bit of stick.
You stopped him halfway.
I gave you a little bit of backlash.
Yeah. No retreat here. Come on.
No worries, man. We'll rev it up.
Nice.
We'll rev it up more.
I'm sure the redneck will come out in him.
The redneck.
Yeah.
Yeah, I admit it. I'm a redneck. I admit that. By the way, I've got to be honest with you. I was actually born in Phoenix, Arizona.
Hey, that's.
We won't hold that against you.
Now, how long ago did you go to New Zealand? Because you got the accent now.
Well, you see, I came here when I was about 18 months old. And I've been, been here ever since. I was actually adopted out here in New Zealand because my father came over for a specialised job that the government brought him over for, but then the American government enlisted him into the Vietnam War. And he thought that this was the place to leave your kid because he thought this was beginning of World War III. You know what I mean? Yeah. Scary time. Got to be honest, I wouldn't like to make these decisions, but he left me behind in an adoption agency, and a former Second World War person adopted me. And that guy blew shit up for a living. Scariest guy ever met.
Wow.
Ever. Wow. He could do stuff with dynamite that you... No. That's why I'm a radio announcer.
Awesome. That's awesome. That's kind of I don't have any cool story like that for myself, man. I mean, I grew up in a little farm, like a little town, and it's just crazy crap. All dirt bikes and campfires and crap.
There you go. There you go. That's what it's all about. Look, Westport, where I was brought up, is much like this little town. Literally, I mean, I spent my years in the biggest city in New Zealand and some of the biggest radio stations in the country, but I gravitated back to a little town, you know what I mean?
And you were the naughty.
You go back to where you really want to be. It's like, I mean, there's so much musical influence that I had from so many different genres and stuff like that. And as we came back to this, it's amazing how I guess it's country music, but I mean, we're just playing music to me. So it's like, is it country? Is it rock? Is it southern rock? Is it, you know?
I got one word for it. Good.
I thank you for that. I mean, that's
it's
the hardest thing to do for me is to really kind of classify what we do, because we're just writing songs and doing what we do, and hopefully it's something that people reach.
Let's go back to the desk, bro.
Yeah.
That's right, you're right here at Galaxy 107 FM, talking, of course, to Peter Wheeler and the absolute brainchild behind the Durham County Band. I'm damn sure that's what it is. 14 away from 12 o'clock, 23 degrees, it's still going up. That's incredibly warm for winter time, it really, really is. But luckily we don't know what snow is where we are either, which is a big help. Monday, September the 2nd. And Peter, it is an absolute pleasure to be able to talk to you. And you were saying about classification of your music. What is it? Is it this? Is it that? Is it something else? In a word, it's good. It's just damn good music. I got to be honest with you. I absolutely love it. And believe me, for me to raise an eyebrow, and you know that I'm an engineer. I listen to things not as a fan would listen to, but more as an engineer. You break it down in its increments. You go, where did you do this, and how did you do that, and what did you use, and da-da-da-da-da. Literally, I can't fault your work.
I can't thank you enough. Again, it's just, we just do what we do, and we write songs that kind of hopefully touch other people, because we're just writing for ourselves and writing stuff that kind of, it's something that's in you. You got a story to tell, you got a feeling to spread and share and stuff, and it's fun for me in the sense that when we're writing songs and stuff like that, like, I mean, I'll write a song, and what happened with a lot of the songs that are been released so far anyways is, like, I'll sit and get an idea in my head, and because I have, well, not right now, because the studio's in pieces, because we're building a new studio, but that I can come up with a lick and a guitar idea, and then, well, that song's a really good example. I heard banjo in my head, but I've never played banjo before. And so I went and bought a banjo, and I've made a banjo.
Nice!
Now, I'm not a great banjo player, but it was one of those things where in my head I'm like, man, this song, it needs a banjo, and I really want to. So there's a guy downtown here, and this is a little town, but there's a guy downtown selling a banjo for $75, and yes, that's a $75 banjo you're hearing on that.
It's affordable.
But you know how to play it, and you get on there and you do your thing, and like I said, I hope that the songs are something that connect with other people. It's just the fun stuff that you do, right?
Yeah, absolutely, and I understand about the banjo, I really, really do. And I'm refraining from saying, you know, pedal faster, I hear banjos. But I was talking to now check this out, just the other day, a young lady by the name of Miss Velvet, and the Blue Wolf is the band with them. They are Grammy nominees this year and going to be up. I think they're going to take it out for their sector, I really, really do. But they've got a bit of brass with them, which I find missing in a lot of particular music these days. You don't get enough brass anywhere, if you know what I mean. Even having said that, though, I did, the trombone. Absolutely. So I can relate, of course, to the banjo, my friend. I can see where you're coming from.
It's just, it's awesome that, like, I can't read a note of music. I don't know, I don't understand that. I pick something up and give it to me for 15 minutes and I'll play you something that sounds cool. That's what I do, and I guess that's my little thing that I have. But don't ask me to play it again tomorrow, because I won't. If I didn't record it, I'll forget it. That's Kip's job. Kip will go, no, dude, you played that and this, and you did this, and you did that. Remember you did this way? And I'm like, Oh yeah, that sounds right. So everybody in the band kind of has a role and stuff like that, and it's fun to be able to bring different instruments in and just kind of do different things. It's a lot of fun, and because we're doing everything in house and we do all the work ourselves and the recording and stuff, you can go back and you can kind of revisit something and go, hey, that needs a mandolin, or that needs, And the one thing I will say is I tried fiddle. That didn't happen. Now, we have a couple songs that are coming out, and we had Scott Woods, who's a Grandmaster Canadian fiddle champion, who lives literally around the corner from me almost. He's like a minute and a half away, and he happened to be in town. And a good friend of ours, Debbie Wood, had put us together and kind of made the connection. And Scott came in and laid some fiddle on a couple songs that are coming up. And, oh, man, the guy is such an awesome human being, but an absolute talent. He listened to the songs 2 or 3 times, and he got back to me right away, and he was like, dude, I love these songs, and I'd love to play on them. And I was so honored and appreciative of his time, and he came in and just kind of, it was a beautiful moment when, and you'll understand, because when you're an engineer, when I'm doing it, half the time I'm playing the guitar and I'm recording, and then I'll go over and I'll play the bass and I'll record it, and then I'll go back and I'll play some drums, so I'm doing all of this stuff. That time I got to sit there and just go, yeah, because that was just what the song needed. And, the jaw drops when you have somebody with that kind of musical talent, and you just go, man, So I shouldn't even talk about that because that's the next single. But I promise it's as good, and it'll be a lot of fun. But tonight is what we're talking about, so.
Well, we're going to broach tonight very, very shortly, but I got to be honest with you, I know what you mean about fiddle players, I really, really do. One of the best, I got to be honest, is a guy called Jake Clayton. Now, he did a Charlie Daniels, Devil Went Down thing, mate. Just absolutely blew me away when I first heard him play that. And I said, this guy is going to be really, really big. He's playing with some of the bigger bands now and coming up through the ranks. Where I see Durham County Band doing exactly the same thing, you're going to be coming up through the ranks, getting the BCCMAs or the CCMAs, and just becoming absolute legends. Like I'm sure you're familiar with Washboard Union, for instance, or the Road Hammers, stuff like that. That's where I see you guys going.
Awesome.
In the not so distant future at all. Now, at the same time, you've had one hell of an interesting day today.
We're at a top secret location, Kip's Farm. And we're doing a lot of video shooting and stuff like that because we've, I don't know if any of the fans and the people that are your listeners have been on, but we've got a little bit of a video series that we've been running, You're a Bit Country Red. So there's a bunch of clips on there just kind of promoting tonight, and that honestly started out completely innocently and organically. Kip and I were up at the farm, and we're driving to the biggest town, which is about 25 minutes away, because we had to get parts, because we were honestly building a new, I can't say that, outhouse. I was going to call it something else, but I don't know whether I can or not, but anyway, we're building a new outhouse, and we're driving by, and there's a guy, honestly, in the middle of a field having a garage sale. And I'm like, dude, you forgot the garage.
Yeah.
Right? Because here we call them garage sales, and you have a bunch of stuff. You put it in your laneway. But he's in the middle of the field, he's got it. So it's like, dude, turn around. I'm taking a picture of this guy. So we took a couple of pictures, and it like literally came just like that. It's like, you're a bit country when you're having a garage sale and you forgot the garage. And then it was like, and then we're building the outhouse, and we're starting to do this. So it's all just this fun and game stuff. So that took off, and we did a few of those. So there's a bunch more of those coming up. And that ran into the creative juices start to flow, and the Durham County Band insanity, when you put the four of us together, kind of goes, oh, we should do this. Oh, this will be, and we could, and then, so today we did like quite a few hours of shooting and stuff like that for some fun stuff that'll be coming out soon.
You know, I'm absolutely tantalised. I need to be able to see this now, and I'm going to keep an eye out for it. I really, really am. But at the same time, I must ask you, are you familiar with a person called Steve Baker?
Steve Baker?
Yeah. Now, he comes out of Nashville. He's got a business called VIM, or Visual Image Marketing. Now, what he does is he takes all the videos for his clients, and he works tirelessly. I got to be honest with you. We work with him down under as well. I got to be straight up with you. And he puts them on the things like the hard rock cafes, the floating palaces, the malls, the supermarkets, the everywhere, you know, right down to your takeaways, if you know what I mean, like Burger King or something like that, where you can sit there, have a meal, and watch music being played on the videos. He's the man, literally. Now, when you get this finished, can I pass this information on to him? Maybe you two can get together, and before you know it, you know, you might have a healthy bank account.
Here's the best way that I can describe it is guitars, cigars, and campfires, and you got DCB is as homegrown as it gets. It's four guys getting together, being ridiculous, writing music, doing stuff. We produce our own music. I mean, there's hundreds of different ways that you can do things in the industry. And I thumbs up to everybody who can sit down on Tuesday at 2 o'clock and write a song and come up with a great hit song. And we just do things differently here. And we reach out, and it's one fan at a time. It's people like you that are reaching out and hearing something and going, hey, that's a little different. And that's what we want to be. We want to be just who we are, playing whatever it is that we do, and I think that there's room everywhere for great music, and you've said it, and I do appreciate the compliment. It's like, you know, you said, what kind of music do we have? It's like, it's good music, and that's what I hope people will hear.
Well, I tell you what, believe me, I'm absolutely excited to be able to play your music here at Galaxy. I really, really am. And I know you're going to be sending me more stuff in the future, because we've got a long-standing relationship going on right now. I've got to be honest with you. I can see this going on for as long as you're in the music industry. I really can. So, at the same time, tell me where the lyrics came from for Tonight.
That is, again, another song where it's like, it's in here. It's, you know, you don't, I can't just walk around and grab something off the shelf and kind of go, today we're going to write a song about buffalo chips. I mean, that's like being away from home too long and missing somebody special. And we all feel that sometimes. And you're out in the road and, you know, you're picking up the phone and you're calling home and you just want to be home. You miss that special somebody, and that's what it's all about. But it's not always it doesn't always have to be a sad song. And that's what the thing about Tonight is really, it's like, that's the celebration, is because tonight's the night. Tonight is the night. And I'm coming home now, and I'm looking forward to it, you know. And again, I think a lot of people can connect to that. Truckers, it doesn't have to be just a trucker.
You know, I can fully connect to it. Believe me, the amount of times that I, in my career, looked out of a plane window or got into a motel foyer, or you know what I mean, and you're in France or you're in Tokyo or you're somewhere in the world, and all you want to do is go home, have a quiet one, and sit down and watch a bit of rugby.
You got it.
You know, I can fully connect to that.
That's it, man. It's just a song that I'm hoping a lot of people will, you know, touch with as well. It's just a story that I think it's universal, I guess is a good way to put it.
Well, I've got to be honest with you. I've been given the stats, actually, since we've been playing it, and we've been playing it in the breakfast show. We put you on the 16 Hours of Country on a Sunday. We played the Durham County Band in there. Also on a Monday night, which means tonight you will possibly hear the I'm pretty sure you will actually hear the Durham County Band. And as I said in the breakfast show, I don't do a breakfast show over the last, about a month now, without playing at least one of your songs in there. And we're getting a few requests wanting to know more about the Durham County Band, which we've covered today. And of course, Tonight features quite a bit in there, but we've been telling people it's a sneak preview, if you know what I mean. For building up, of course, for the release that we're going to be doing right now. Excuse me. Now, production's just told me 1,731 requests since we've started playing it. That's not bad.
That's awesome.
Yeah, that's not bad.
That's awesome. I can appreciate, again, just appreciate you guys finding us and reaching out and giving us the opportunity to reach out to more people. And, that's awesome.
You know, it is an absolute pleasure. So, right here at Galaxy 107 FM, here is, and we're releasing it right now to the world, Durham County Band, tonight. Gosh, it's hot, Barbara.
Yeah.
It really is.
It's summer temps.
It is summer temperatures. I'm going to hate summertime.
Me too.
How you
Did
going?
you see that?
No, I didn't see that. What was that?
It was King and Country and Dolly.
King and Country and Dolly.
I'm going to zap it forward to +3 so we can see that.
All right. Okay. Sure.
I got it before
Um,
yeah.
Yeah.
He sent it
We're
to me.
doing a promotion with a band called King and Country. They come out of Australia. These guys are really big time. They really, really are. And we're doing an interview with them. Hopefully also with Dolly Parton, because they're just releasing a song. About 24 hours ago?
Yes, I went to the premiere on YouTube.
Yes,
I was
so,
invited by them
Nice.
and I sent it to you
Nice.
before it was on.
So hopefully, and now of course production is pointing out that they're doing advertisements on the local television here, so good stuff.
Oh, yeah.
Good stuff.
That's awesome. That's awesome.
Yeah, we don't mind giving Australians a bit of stick and giving them a hard time, but at the same time we get behind the artists as well. It doesn't matter what country you come from.
You know what? It takes people like you guys to hear the music and hear what's good and what's not good and just get behind it, because all it takes is somebody like you guys to take a stand and go, okay, this isn't top 40 of this genre and this is what we're going to play. There's all these other things that are out there that are awesome, and there's so many great artists around here that are just awesome. And I've seen you guys since I started kind of connecting with you, and you're playing all sorts of stuff from around here, and it's just awesome. I mean,
Believe me, bro.
I know I use the word awesome too much, but that's the only word I can think of, man. It's awesome.
You Canadians have just got so much damn good bloody music.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
without you guys, I wouldn't have a job. Let's be honest. But Jesus Christ, there's a lot of yous with damn good music, and we love it.
Yeah, we're
There's
unique.
there's a ton of very talented people in Canada in the Canadian music industry, and I guess when you think about it,
Hold on, bro. We better go back to the desk. We're running out of time.
Oh yeah, chock
Sorry,
full.
bro. Don't mean to cut you off there.
Not many seconds left.
Love it, love it, love it. I really, really do. And tonight, and releasing it to the world. What a premiere that is. It really is. 3 after 12 o'clock. It is 23 degrees. That's really, really hot for winter time, I got to be honest with you. Celsius, not Fahrenheit for everybody over the other side of the world. But believe me, it's still, you know, it's very warm in here, because put another 10 degrees with all the computers and everything in here. And we need more than just windows as air conditioning. Monday, September the 2nd, and we absolutely love the Durham County Band here at Galaxy 107 FM. And Peter, thank you so much for taking the time out of your day and your evening, dinner time at that, to talk to us, poor old Kiwis down here down under, and it is an absolute honour to have you part of the family here at Galaxy.
thank you so much for taking the time and sharing us with all of your listeners and stuff like that. There's a two-way street there, you know. It's awesome.
You know, my friend, as I said earlier on, that we're going to be friends forever and a day. We really, really are, because I absolutely love your work. Want you to keep in touch, keep passing it on to Barbara. Let's keep doing this, and at the same time, tell the rest of the guys, you know, I may be ugly, but I don't bite.
No, we're going to set you up. Like I said, we've got some James Downham. So James had a sort of project that we've got some tunes there, and actually one of the songs that he just released a while back was a song that I had written and we worked on together, and it was one of those songs that just fit James. It was one of those songs that was just like, nah, man, it's like, you got to sing that. And that's what happens with some of the songs when we're writing them. It's like, it doesn't matter. Nobody has any ego here. It's all about, you know, who would sing this the best. It's like Backroads. I never thought that would be the single, but yet that came with a single, and I wasn't thinking I'd be singing it, but everybody else took a crack, and it was like, no, man, that works for you. That's your song, man. And it's great, but yeah, that's awesome.
Nice, and I apologise for that nose working its way into the screen then.
That freaked me out a bit. It was like,
that's the production manager having a look at my one of my screens here. So she gets in the background. We're going to send you some photos, so don't go anywhere just yet, Peter. We've got a couple of things we're going to do, but right now we'll sign off on this and say it is an absolute pleasure to include you and, of course, the Durham County Band in the Galaxy family. Welcome aboard.
Thank you. On aboard. Donate me a life raft.
Absolutely brilliant. That is, of course, Peter Wheeler and the Durham County Band right here at Galaxy. Here's Van Halen.